Turn in our books, please, to page 78. We're going to look at lesson 23 today. So we're going to talk about the U.S. customary system and unit multipliers. So unit multipliers, you're going to start now, and they are going to carry over in all of math. You're also going to start to see them in science. So unit multipliers, we need to make sure that we're understanding these pretty well. Okay, so we'll start small and we'll work our way up. So for the U.S. customary system, in the U.S., what do we use as our measurements? Let's start with that. Jarvis, how tall are you? 5'3". 5 what?
No, you're not. Yes, I am.
You might be. Let me have it. You can be 5'3", that's fine. 5 what though? What does that 5 refer to? Feet, exactly. And 3 inches. If you were to go to Europe, you think they'd tell you the same thing about yourself? No? Do you know what they would tell you?
They'd say double. 3 more sides.
Not double. What would you have to change? We use feet and inches here.
That would be meters.
You'd be meters, exactly. You'd be, let's see, 5. You'd be 1 point something meters tall. Okay? Because a meter is about 3 feet. So to be 2 meters, you'd have to be 6 feet tall-ish. Okay? I'm almost 2 meters. Almost. Not there yet. I'm 5'10". 5'9", 5'10". Okay? Depends in the morning, I'm 5'9 and a half. At night, I'm 5'9". Never quite 5'10". You shrink a little bit during the daytime. Everybody does. You should measure yourself in the morning sometime, and then measure yourself right before you go to bed. You compress a little bit. That's science. Science talk, though. So, talking about math, just don't make it worse. We'll tape it in a second, okay? We, in math, have feet and inches and yards and miles is what we use in the United States. Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, measuring tape.
Do I have one? I do not have one as tall as you are. Nope. But I can bring one if we want to measure ourselves. We can do that. Okay? So, all right, we've got 4 feet. So we're going to call each combination a denominant number, and we call the words units. So that number that you're given for how much something equals is going to be the denominant number. That's just a generally speaking vocab word. We don't need to know that one all the time. So I need you on page 78, please. Okay? So, when we have all sorts of different situations, we talk about our speed in miles per hour. We talk about how tall we are in feet and inches. We talk about how long something is in seconds, minutes, liters, hours. Okay? Liters is measurement of volume, and that's actually on the metric system, okay? Pounds, that would be a good one. Pounds, okay? So, we've got all sorts of different things. We've got a speed, miles per time. So anytime you have a something per time, we're going to call that a rate. Okay? So lock that word back in your head. It's called a rate. Anything per time, per hour, per minute, per second, we're going to call that a rate. That's just an aside right now. Okay? Just lock that little word away. A rate. Okay? We'll come back to that. So, we've got some things that we know are equivalent. Does anyone know how many feet are in a yard?
30.
There are 3 feet in a yard. Good. So one of the things that we can write, we call it a unit conversion, or a unit multiplier. The book uses unit multiplier, is that we can write 3 feet per 1 yard. Or we can reverse that, and 1 yard equals 3 feet. Okay? These mean the same thing. They're just written upside down. Okay? It's how you compare them. It means the same thing. That is essentially 1. 1 yard is the same as 3 feet, so that unit multiplier, every unit multiplier is going to be 1. Okay? Kind of a general term, 1. Does that make sense? A little confusing? Okay. I need you to follow along on page 78, please. All right. We also see, okay, so we've got feet. How can we compare feet and inches? How many feet in an inch or inches in a foot? Jarvis? 3.
1 feet and 3 inches.
1 foot. Think about a ruler. How many inches are on a ruler? 12, exactly. 1 foot is 12 inches. Okay? So another unit multiplier. We can write it the other way. 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay? Both ways. Means the same thing. It's just about which one you're going to need on the top or the bottom. We'll get there too. Okay? How many miles are in a foot or feet in a mile?
What?
5,280 feet in 1 mile, right? The mile is our biggest non-metric, the U.S. customary system. The mile is as big as we get. Okay? So a mile has 5,280 feet. So with what we know, could we figure out how many yards are in a mile? We could, right? If we know that there are 5,280 feet in a mile, is this number divisible by 3?
Yes.
It is. So we can divide it by 3 and figure out how many yards we've got in a foot. Okay? We don't need to worry about that. You can use those 2 unit multipliers to figure that out. Okay? The basic units of weight, Jamaica mentioned the pound to us. A pound, shortened LB, written out P-O-U-N-D, right? 1 pound is 16 ounces. And 2,000 pounds is 1 ton. So these 2 boxes, the bottom of 78 and the top of 79, you're going to probably need to go back and refer to. If you don't have those memorized, those are going to be helpful unit multipliers for you. Okay? So, moving into word problems that deal with unit multipliers. Okay? We multiply a number by a fraction that equals 1. So all of these are fractions that equal 1. We don't change the value of the number. It's just like reducing fractions or expanding fractions. That fraction means the same thing. You multiply the top by the bottom, the same thing by the top by the bottom, and you expand. Okay? You divide the same number into both top and bottom, and you reduce. Right? Make sense? Yes? No? Okay? So, we're going to be able to use these as our new 1, the fraction that equals 1. Okay? So 5 times 3 over 3, you can say it's 15 over 3. You guys have been doing that fractional work. I think you're feeling pretty good about that. So we're going to move forward. 15 divided by 3 has a value of 5. And this is another way to write 5. 15 over 3, another way to write 5. It's not simplified. So we wouldn't want to give that as our answer if it asks for a simplified answer. But it's still 5. Okay? So the fractions, 12 inches per 1 foot, like we've got here, and 1 yard per 3 feet, we've got here, and 5,280 feet per 1 mile, like we've got here, all have the value of 1, like we were talking about, and we're going to call those unit multipliers. So if we decided that we wanted to convert 5 feet to inches, okay, I want to turn 5 feet into inches. I'm going to write down what I know. I know 5 feet. That's the value that they give me that we're going to start with. And now my job is to use a unit multiplier to figure out how many inches are in 5 feet. So my version of this, and everybody does it a little bit differently, but I like to draw what I call kind of the plus table. Okay, hold on. So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on please, okay? We're going to use the plus table. Some people like to do it with parentheses, and then you put the unit multiplier in parentheses. Okay? I like it this way. However you like it, please go for it. Okay? Your book uses just that multiplication sign. I like it this way because we have feet on the top. We know we're going to need to cancel feet.
You say feet to inches.
Feet to inches. Yep. Let's erase this one for a
Yeah,
second.
right.
And we want our answer to be in inches. Okay? So we need feet to change to inches. This is my answer over here. Feet are going to have to cancel. So we put them on the bottom. And we know they're going to need to cross each other off. If one is on the top, one is on the bottom. Like yesterday, how when you had the fraction, if we had like 7 over 12 times 13 over 21, right? You could kind of look at this, and they have something in common, right? They had a 7 in common, so if we divide both by 7, okay, that one gets a 3. That's what we're doing here. They have feet in common, so those feet are going to cross off, okay? Does that make sense? Now we have to figure out, sitting up please, Damon. Damon, sitting up. We have to figure out, if we need to get to inches, do we have a unit multiplier that compares feet to inches?
Yes.
Yes. What is our unit multiplier, Jarvis? What's our unit multiplier that compares feet to inches? 1 over. Okay. Feet. Which one is the going to get the 1, and smaller inches are going to fit in, right? So how many inches are in a foot? Travis, how many inches are in a foot? 12, good. Okay, so 12 inches in 1 foot. Our feet cancel. This line means multiply. This line means divide. You've got the 1 on the bottom, so your division is easy. We're going to multiply across the top. So 5 times 12 inches, because these feet canceled. 5 times 12 inches is what? What's 5 times 12 inches? 60 inches. Don't forget your units. So 60 inches is my answer for that one.
That's confusing.
We'll work on a few more.
Why you just do it the other way?
I'm not sure what the other way is.
Gotcha.
Huh?
Gotcha.
Can you talk me through it? You wanna come on up, sure.
You said 5.
5 feet to inches.
You said 1 over 5.
You mean the fractional way,
Yeah.
like the book does it? The book just
Say 5.
takes 5 feet and multiplies it by 12 inches over 1 foot.
Why is this looking
And then
Oh
equal.
no, why you?
you?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, but your 5 needs to stay on the top. This is 5 feet over 1.
Oh, no.
Okay, and then you need to make sure that
And
the
then we
feet are opposite. Your foot, 1 foot has to be on the top and 1 foot has to be on the bottom in order for them to cancel, so that you're left with inches. Okay,
No,
this way. This, I just like the table. If you don't like the table and you want to write it like this, go for it. Okay. I like the table because it makes me see what's on top and bottom, and I don't have to worry about this line. That straw needs to go in my trash can. Put it in. Thank you. All right. So we come to our first example. Use a unit multiplier. So if they tell you a, that means you know you only have to use 1. So use a unit multiplier to convert 420 feet to yards. So if we convert 420 feet to yards, how are we going to do it? 420 feet is what we know.
I know.
Okay? Jamaica, go for it.
You do,
Nope.
oh, you said feet to yards.
Feet to yards, yep. What I like to do, like we did here, is write feet, give myself this unit multiplier space, and then write yards over here for my answer, so you can see what you're going to need. Okay? Sit now, please. All the way up. Sit now. All the way up. Head on an arm is not up. Thank you. All right, so 420 feet. If I need feet to yards, what is my unit multiplier going to need to include? Not quite. Think about feet. How many feet are in a yard or yards in a foot?
Oh, that's inches.
That's inches. How many feet in a yard or yards in a feet?
3.
3.
Oh, so then 3 times 420.
Careful. 3 what?
3 feet.
3 feet in 1 yard, exactly. So feet is on the top. So where does feet need to go in my unit multiplier? On the bottom. So feet needs to go on the bottom. What needs to go on the top?
Yard.
The yard. So now looking at this, what is my ratio here? How many feet are in a yard and how many yards in a foot? You told me already. Just making you think through it again.
3.
3 feet or 3 yards?
3 feet.
3 feet, exactly. 3 feet in 1 yard. So now we said this line means multiply. So we got to multiply across the top and then divide by the bottom. Okay? So if you've got 420 times 1 divided by 3. Okay? So one way we can do this is like we did before, where we cancel. We can divide it by 3 over here. Can 3 go into 420? Porche? Eyes up here, please. Porche? Eyes up here, please. Okay? Can 3 go into 420?
140 piece.
140. Exactly. So 140 yards. Question? Not right now. Right now we're working on the lesson, okay? So, use unit multipliers to convert 72 inches to feet. So let's convert 72 inches to feet. So, Crochet, will you start me off? 72 inches to feet. If you guys like this way, use that. If you like it this way, use it this way. So 72 inches. What am I going to start with, Crochet? 72 inches. What do I need to start with?
Why are you converting it to?
We're converting 72 inches to feet. So, I've got a clean slate up here. What am I going to do? 72 inches to feet.
Inches on top.
72 inches needs to go out here in my space for the answer. If you want to put it over 1, you can. You don't have to. Same thing as our fractions before, okay?
What's the other number?
That we're getting our answer into feet.
What was the other number? 72
Into feet. That's all I've said so far.
Okay.
So let's,
how many inches in feet?
okay, is inches going to need to go on the top here or on the bottom?
What's up?
How come the top?
Well, I don't know. Top and top.
How come on the bottom?
I don't know.
Okay, where is it to start with?
Inches on top.
Where is it to start with?
Inches on
Where was it to start with, Crochet?
top.
On the top. So in order for it to cancel, like we did here, where do inches need to go?
On the bottom.
On the bottom. So we're going to put them on the bottom in our unit multiplier. Okay? So now we need inches to feet. So what's going to need to go on the top up here?
We multiply out.
Oh, feet. Feet, exactly. Now we need to figure out how many feet are in an inch or how many inches in a foot.
How many inches in feet?
You tell me. Nobody else. Just Crochet.
Ruler.
Think about a foot.
12.
12 what?
Yes.
12 inches in how many feet? How many
One.
feet? 1 foot, exactly. So now you've got 72 times 1, and then it's over 12. So that means we've got to take 72 and divide it by 12.
Okay.
So what is 72 divided by 12?
You need to work out there.
72 divided by 12? What's 72 divided by 12? Jarvis.
I know it.
I'm trying to help you.
Jarvis. This is Crochet's.
I see.
6 what?
See,
6.
See.
Cancel inches. Feet. 6 feet. Okay? Perfect. So, show me all this to get full credit. Your answer needs units. Your unit conversion, your unit multiplier needs units. And your original information also needs units. Quit that. That's gross.
Ugh.
Okay?
Ugh.
Use unit multipliers to convert 4.6 miles to feet. 4.6 miles to feet. So 4.6 miles is what I know. So Damon, you're up. If miles is on the top, where is miles going to go in my unit multiplier? On the bottom. And I need to convert to what? Feet. So where's feet going to go? On the top. What's my ratio of feet to miles? How many feet are in a mile or how many miles in a foot? 1 mile in 5, 2, 80. That's 5,280. Okay? So 4.6 miles, feet, your miles cancel. You're left with feet. Here's our answer. Okay? And we're going to multiply across the top. So you guys are going to take 5,280 and multiply that by 4.6. And Damon, if you're looking at that example at the top of 80, what do we get? If we actually were to do that math, what would you get? Sarah, use your hands, not your mouth. Come on. Use your hands, please. What'd you get? Can you multiply? Not the top by the bottom. Top by the top and divide by the bottom. 24. Read me the number. 24 what? 24 what?
24,880.
No. What does that number say?
24,280.
24 what? Read me the number like you should in math.
24,280.
Read me the number like you should in math.
24,000.
Mika.
24,000.
24,000.
800.
288 feet. There it is. Don't forget that feet, okay? All right, and then last but not least, use a unit multiplier to convert 4 tons to pounds. So, Jamaica, convert me 4 tons to pounds. How many pounds is 4 tons? Okay, little hint. Those boxes, if you don't remember it, on 78 and 79 are going to be helpful to give you the unit multipliers, what the ratio is. So do you remember how many pounds are in a ton or tons are in a pound? How many? 2,000 what?
Pounds and tons.
Okay, so does 2,000 pounds go on the top or the bottom in my unit multiplier?
2,000 who?
2,000 pounds. Does that go on the top or the bottom?
Bottom. You get top.
Which one? Which one?
Top.
The top, exactly. 2,000 pounds has to go on the top because we need our answer in pounds. We need tons to cancel. So how many tons are in 2,000 pounds?
How many tons is 2,000 pounds?
Uh-huh.
How many tons is 2,000 pounds?
Yep.
How many tons is pounds?
How many tons in 2,000 pounds?
Man.
You just told me. How many tons in 2,000 pounds? Look at the top of 79. It's Damon. Be finished. Damon. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Use your hands. Damon. Don't do it again. Damon.
It's G-U.
Use the other hand.
Both of them.
Damon. Don't do it again. Use a clean finger.
50. No clean. Oh no. A pinky.
How many tons? 2,000 pounds is how many tons? Look at the top of 79. 1 ton. There it is. That was easy. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that confusing. Okay? So, we're going to take 4 tons. Huh? This means multiply. You've got here, you need to multiply across the top and divide by anything on the bottom. So what are you going to get? What's 4 times 2,000? 4 times 2,000, Jamaica? 8,000 pounds. There it is. 8,000 pounds, okay? So that brings us to the lesson practice. You guys need to do lesson practice A through E. Okay, lesson practice A through E. And then we're going to do 23 evens and review sheet 5.1 for homework. And I will hand out that review sheet.